you doing? Hope all is well to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day and have a safe remaining week. You know, we're gonna be chatting it up a little bit. Not gonna be too long in this video. But this page is not for everybody, and that's okay. It's alright. And I'm not racist. I'm far from racist at the end of the day. Like, you know, I can respect my neighbor as long as my neighbor ain't got malicious intentions to bring harm towards me and my neighbors around us, you know? That's just that. And I had to get this off my chest, you know, because I'm not understanding, you know, people say that they're leaders, and what a real leader does is don't go against their neighbor. You know, it's certain levels to being a leader, and not everybody's meant to be a leader, and I realize that, and it's okay. But one thing's for certain, two things for sure. At the end of the day, you know, regardless to, you know, whatever happened years ago and within years of things that done transpired within happening, at the end of the day, you know, we're here today. Today's a new day, right? And certain cultures have children with different cultures, regardless of they color, they skin. And I say this respectfully. And, you know, these people that fall in love to have these children, I'm talking about the ones who fall in love to have these children. The energy hit different, you know? And I feel like this generation curse of a label at the end of the day, it really needs to stop. Because it's not only that, whatever transpired, they're not saying that it shouldn't affect you, but at the same time, too, these people that had your niece, your nephew, your little cousin, and or whatever the case may be, your granddaughter, your grandson, your nephew, your or whatever the case may be. And to go against your own blood is disgusting. It's a baby. That's a baby. We're talking about a baby that was created by two people who decided to lay down and have that child. It's one thing when two people are willing to lay down and have a child. That's two different things going on. But I'm talking about the ones who actually acknowledge the relationship within a relationship. And it's so disgusting to see how a label is being projected on a culture because of the fact that something that transpired years ago. Like, why is it racism still going on today? Like, it doesn't make sense, and it's disgusting. Because at the end of the day, we're showing certain generations that's coming up now that it's okay to live in this mindset and to be in this delusional ass mindset at the end of the day when it's not the norm. Because someone was projected this certain energy on them that it was the norm to go against their neighbor or to make their neighbor feel unworthy of themselves. They're not comfortable within their skin, but they love themselves. How they supposed to show up for themselves? Like, hold on. Wait, what? You can't question who somebody falls in love with. When two people come together and they love each other and they mean what they say and they say what they mean and they showing up for each other. And they decide to bring a baby into this world. And it's a different culture. I'm not understanding why overly grown adults that say that they're grown, that they're adults, and they carry themselves in an orderly fashion, and they're against their neighbor. Just to make certain statements to disrespect your neighbor. It be the mindset for me. Like, it's the mindset for me. As long as my neighbor doesn't have malicious intention to bring harm towards me or others around me at the end of the day, I could respect my neighbor. I don't care to know how they got together, actually. But they're together and they're happy. That's the most part. That's a good part. They're happy. They're not miserable. They're showing up for themselves. And they decide to have children. So for someone to to say that they're against this creation at the end of the day that was created when it comes to love, it's disgusting. It's really disgusting. Because it's the mindset for me that maybe you may not deal with other cultures or whatever the case may be. That does not give you the right to disrespect someone else and give them names behind names at the end of the day to disrespect their culture when they're not disrespecting you. Because they don't want to disrespect their children that they love so deeply. And this is the society that they have to bring their children out into to protect their children from people like you. Not understanding the impact that you're putting on a child now. It's the mindset. It's the one-sided mindset for me. But that may go over your head to understand where's that coming from. And I say that respectfully. You know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to say that do you have to have an education to have common sense to respect your neighbor? No, you don't. What degree do you have to actually have to have common sense? It's disgusting. And it's more disgusting to see that because people choose to love who they love, their own family go against them. So sad. So sad. People they care about go against them. So they have to deal with the world too? Like, for real. Like they say it takes a village to raise a child. So what happened to the village and the community respecting each other and being at peace within? So we can understand at the end of the day, like, wow, my neighbor doesn't have nothing against me at the end of the day. But I know how to stay in my own lane and respect myself and respect my neighbor. I may not agree with their relationship at the end of the day, but I know how to respect my neighbor. Because now what happens is a projection being a projection on someone at the end of the day, they will feel like they don't have anyone to turn to, who to confide in. If my community is against me at the end of the day, who do I trust? If my own folks is against me, who do I trust? Who would I confide in? Why? Because I decide to love somebody that's a different culture? Why? Because I decide to understand at the end of the day that what a generation curse may look like, and they may not like it, the healthy way. It was willingly, not forced. The energy hit different. You know, it's the mindset for me. It's sad to see that people sacrifice their lives for love, just to be with somebody, to create a family, and a family be against them because they're not the same culture. You understand the mental damage that's doing to them already? How can people say they love me? How can people say they care about me at the end of the day, but they're against me? Or because I decide to come out of my comfort zone and love somebody that's not the same culture as me? You know that does to somebody mentally? And you want to sit there and say, oh, disown somebody because of the fact that that person decides to date outside their culture? That's disrespectful. How you telling somebody disown a family member because they decide to love a different culture? Like, it's the mindset for me. That sounds like something that was projected on us, and it's still being projected on us, that we supposed to live in a mental state of being racist. Wow. Regardless of what culture you are. It's unhealthy. It is. Discrimination is real. Discrimination is so real and it's unhealthy, especially towards an innocent person who's not deserving of that. And I say that respectfully. You don't know the mental background of somebody, knowing that at the end of the day they love their parents so much. They respect their parents so much. But because their parents don't agree with them being happy with somebody at the end of the day, you're sitting there quicken to judge them. Because their parents were already projected a mindset that that's not the right thing to do. Why not? That's not how God created us. God created us to love. If you really knew that. God created us to love and to be happy within, not to be miserable. Not to live in a delusional mindset as to, okay, well, be racist today. No. That was never God's plan. And I say that respectfully. And it's sad to see that people have to go within to deal with trauma that was endured with them, regardless of how old they was, because of the fact that a projection that was put on their mindset telling them not to date a different culture or a different race or whatever the case may be. That's not the right thing to do. That's the unhealthy thing to do. We're going to disown you because you do this. How you disown your own? How you disown somebody that you say you care about and love? You don't disown somebody you love and care about. You don't do that. That's what the enemy allows you to believe. You don't give up on somebody that you love and care about. You don't do that. Especially when they don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards you or others around you. And I say that respectfully. This is a different world outside today. So for this projection to feel like it's still racism going on outside is so disgusting. It really is. Just because of someone allowing you to believe it was the norm. And then you become your own worst enemy when you start to display this racism behavior. When it comes to discrimination. All because of something that you don't understand and you can't get jiggy with. Dating outside your culture. Dating outside your race. Just because you don't do it, ain't nothing wrong for somebody else who has good intentions to do such a thing. And then you got names for them. Disrespectful names. How is that supposed to make the situation even more better? How? How is it supposed to make the situation even more better if we saying that we supposed to be in a world with peace and respect and all of this? How? We can't make the world a better place if we're going against each other. It won't make sense. It was already corrupted. How do we fix it? It's the mindset for me with the one-sided mind games. And to do the trauma healing within for someone to understand what they just experienced at the end of the day, it's not easy to face that music, to know that, wow, someone that said they love me and they were supposed to be by my side. They're not able to walk me down the aisle. They're not able to be there for my child. They're not able to see me blossom and become my best self-vision of myself. You know, people think about stuff like that. They start to hurt inside. Especially in the beginning stages. When it's not numb yet. But then when it starts to become numb, they start to have those moments in their life. They start to reevaluate their thought process and say to themselves, yo, that hurt me. You hurt me. You walked away from me and I just wanted to love somebody. You happy, you in love. Why can't I be happy and in love? This person doesn't have malicious intentions towards me, regardless of their culture, their color, their skin at the end of the day. They don't have malicious to hurt me. And they're not allowing nobody to bring harm towards me either. Or the ones I love. It's the mindset for me. When you gotta go within to understand that, wow, just for you showing up for yourself and you saying you acknowledging somebody at the end of the day, you're being mistreated by the ones that say that they love you and they care about you. And they say they want the best for you. But this person never showed you or them, not one time, that they had malicious intentions towards you. It's one thing when someone shows you that they don't have good intentions for you. It's one thing. But it's another thing to judge a book by its cover for somebody who doesn't. That energy hit different. You know, we all deserving to be loved and be in an environment where we supposed to be at peace with one another and respect each other regardless to what culture we are, what color our skin is at the end of the day. And for someone to go against you because they don't understand your relationship at the end of the day, and then to have the racist, the play the discrimination racism card or whatever the case it may be against you at the end of the day, I really feel like it's ignorant and it's unhealthy. Because that can be your children. All right, they were brought up to see you and the household with your wife or whatever the case may be, whatever. But they fell in love with somebody else's culture. They fell in love with somebody else's skin tone. It's not the same as yours, but they fell in love and the person wants to treat them right. And you don't ever have to question this person that's coming into your child's life that's willing to respect your child. That's what you want for your child. You want somebody to respect your child, not go against your child. You don't want to have those sleepless nights and wondering what's going on with your child and who's putting their hands on your child, disrespecting your child, or going against your child in the most unhealthiest way. You don't want that. Or you don't want to leave this world knowing at the end of the day, I can't defend my baby in this cold world against the enemy. But because my child found someone or someone found my child and they meant what they say and they said what they mean and they was real with themselves to love your child. Regardless of their culture, or the color of their skin. You know, the energy hit different. You know, we don't discriminate over here when it comes to culture. We don't. We don't play that discrimination card over here. We give respect when it's due, and I respect everybody's culture, regardless of my sexual orientation at the end of the day, because God has been so good to me. God has been working in my favor. And I say that respectfully. And like I said, this page is not for everybody. You know, and it's okay. But what I am going to say is that this platform is for the ones who are genuine and can relate at the end of the day. And, you know, this page is not for everybody. You know, like I said, you may get a cry, you may get a reevaluate your thought process day and say to yourself is, you know what, I need to get in tune with myself a little bit more and mean what I say. Or you just get that moment within your moment and saying to yourself is, you know what, thank you for your time. I just needed that. This page is only for the genuine ones only. You know, I don't do all that drama, exchanging words with people at the end of the day. I don't do that. So, looking for a reaction out of me, you only playing in your own face, and I say that respectfully. I say that respectfully. So that maybe what I may speak upon about or whatever case may be, you may not agree with, you may disagree with, and it's okay. But I know that God has been working in my favor, and God has allowed me to allow me to be able to stand before myself and be able to speak on things that need to be spoken upon on for all the right reasons. Because it seems like everybody goes against each other in the most unhealthiest way. And it's not right. Not everybody. But when you know, you know. It's a thought process for me. And it's genuine over here. And all that fake love is not over here. We don't do that fake love over here. Save it for somebody else's mama. Return back to sender. It's the thought process for me. You know, because everybody is deserving of someone to respect them and love them regardless of what culture you are. It don't matter. Everybody's deserving of love. And I'm gonna wrap this video up, and I appreciate your time. To the genuine ones only, it will be a part 2. You know, yeah. Let's stop the discrimination card, because you don't understand someone's love language when they choose a person. When that person doesn't have malicious intentions towards an innocent person at the end of the day. And if you understand the assignment within assignment, that when it comes to self-awareness and having awareness within yourself and acknowledging the self-love within yourself, that you go within to know that you are genuinely loved by all the right people. And you are genuinely respected by all the right people. And knowing that you have self-love within yourself, that you are deserving of the right people in your life that's going to love you and respect you for who you truly are. And to understand self-love within yourself is to love yourself in the most healthiest way. And to know that what your true self-worth is, and know your self-value, and understand your self-respect for yourself, to have self-control, and when you're in a healthy relationship. And you're deserving to be in a healthy relationship. And I say that respectfully, because you are worthy and you matter. And never allow someone to psych you out your thought process and allow you to feel that you are not worthy of someone respecting you, because you are. Because it becomes the norm of the norm when it was never the norm to allow someone to allow you to feel that love is not real. It only happens in the books. True love is real. Fairy tales do exist, but the right one that's truly for you. And I say that respectfully. It does exist. You probably say I'm crazy or something like that. No. But when you come across the right one that you truly fall in love with, and you fell in love with them love at first sight, and you always felt like that from every day moving forward within the rest of your life, and that's why y'all choose each other, you just create your own fairy tale. In a healthy way, not the toxic way. Because God said there are better days ahead. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. True love is real. True love is one of a kind with the right one that's truly for you. Never allow someone to allow you to feel that because of your culture or the color of your skin at the end of the day, you cannot love outside your culture or love outside your race at the end of the day. Because of a projection that was being put on them to allow them to believe it was the norm. It was never the norm. It was never the norm. Because God wants you to be happy. God wants you to be at peace with yourself. The healthy way. Not to be miserable, depressed, and live in anxiety. How are you supposed to be well for yourself if you're not happy within? And you're not truly at peace with yourself, to have the self-awareness, to have the balance, to show up for yourself. So you'll be able to elevate in that relationship and in your day-to-day life. You're supposed to mean what you say and say what you mean. To be at peace with yourself, and you ain't gotta wear a mask. And I say that respectfully. You know, these tools that God installed within us to elevate, to become our best self visions of ourselves. Self-awareness, self-respect, self-healing, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance. So you can show up for yourself. And understand to have balance within balance of understanding the tools that God installed within you. So you'll be able to show up for yourself. They may not understand how or why you chose the person you decided to choose that was willing to love you and not meet you halfway, but meet you on the same high vibrational level. And say what they mean and mean what they say, that they will real with themselves to be real with you. We got cross path with each other in the most healthiest way, when it's an even exchange, when it came to respecting each other. The energy hit different. Never allow someone to stop you from becoming your best self vision, because they don't understand that you chose to love someone who loves you back. And they mean what they say and they say what they mean. That is a two-way street when you two love each other. The energy hit different. Misery loves company, and the only way for you to entertain is to acknowledge it. Love yourself with God's protection for every direction. You know, when it comes to healing, you can't wear a mask. You can't. And you got to mean what you say what you mean. Be real with yourself and stay true to yourself. Where change comes growth, where growth comes true self-understanding of self. Because you matter, you are worthy. You can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door when it comes to your healing. It won't make sense. Because you're going to be half-stepping. But choosing your best self vision of yourself without wearing a mask to tune into yourself, choosing your best self vision of yourself when it comes to trauma healing, it's not easy. And you got to be mentally ready and stable. But you got to show up for yourself in the most healthiest way. And you matter, you are worthy. And you are deserving of better days ahead. Now, aging your love, respect. Just because they gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because they overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. 365 days with no malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you. Protect your energy, because not everybody's deserving your time. They're not. Never allow a hating disguise or personal malicious intentions psych you out your thought process, letting your eyesight, your freedom, or your pockets at the end of the day. Because they have malicious intentions. You are worthy and you matter. I truly appreciate the time to the genuine ones only. God said there are better days ahead, and God said that true love is real, and true love is one of a kind with the right one that's truly for you. I appreciate your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe weekend. Protect your energy, because night brights every time. Night, genuine love, respect. Love yourself. Love yourself. With God's protection, every direction. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. With God's protection, every direction. Love yourself. It's the thought process for me. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Later.